Hey, how's it going?
Hey, nice
Good.
to meet you.
Okay, we'll do this. The air
virtual
handshake. We got the C stuff going on. We're not going to say it on
Yeah.
the video. So, how was the drive down?
Right. It was great. Yeah, 1 hour drive or so from Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Is that where you're from, like downtown or?
No, I actually live in Hamilton right
Hamilton.
now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but Toronto. I was in Toronto yesterday for Canada Day.
All right, awesome. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a bit about yourself. I got your file there, so I looked it over.
Yeah. So I guess just to quickly summarize, so my name's Tim. I'm a fourth year, going into fourth year neurology resident at Master University.
That's awesome.
From a financial standpoint, my current income is about $77,000.
Yeah.
Every year it increases by another 10%. So next year it'll be like $82,000,
Yeah.
etc. 2 years left for residency, and then I start working as a full-time staff.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit of student debt as well. Very similar situation with
Makes
a lot
sense.
of people, in this career. And I'm here because I want to get your perspective on. Obviously, I'll be investing in Hamilton, but you have a lot of perspective on Waterloo.
For sure. It's a very similar market. Kitchener and Hamilton is almost the exact same.
Yeah.
Give or take. So
yeah,
that's good. So
that's awesome.
We can relate to each market today, which is good.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what's your age? I don't think you said that.
I'm 28.
20. Okay, cool. And then when are you full? I guess you are a full-fledged doctor pretty soon, right?
Yeah. I guess everybody goes through medical school.
Yeah.
After medical school, you get your MD.
4 years resident. Yeah.
And then you do residency, which is 5 years.
Okay.
So another 2 years.
So you're almost done. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. And then you want to invest in real estate. Do you have any properties right now?
I don't have any properties right now.
Okay, awesome.
Total new.
So what's the goal that you want to achieve?
The goal?
I know you said in the form that you still want to do practice as a doctor, because you love it, half and half. So what does that look like? What does the ideal Tim life look like?
What does the ideal Tim life?
Yeah.
I'll be practicing.
I like that, Tim life.
Tim life? Yeah. So I'll be practicing medicine probably at least part-time, if not full-time.
Okay.
And I want real estate investing to basically supplement income so that I don't have to worry about money when I'm talking to patients. That's the last thing that any doctor wants.
Definitely.
I don't want to be some doctors really feel like they're begging for money.
Yeah.
Because it's a fee-for-service model in medicine. So
Gotcha.
every time you do something, you can write a little code down and then you give to the government. Government gives you money back.
Yeah.
So every little thing you're doing, you're billing. I don't want that pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Real estate is that it gives me the ability to practice freely.
For sure. That's awesome. So to me, it sounds like you probably want a passive business, an easy real estate business model, as opposed to an active, 40 hours a week. Well, there's no way you can do 50 hours doctor, 50 hours real estate.
I can't be flipping houses, half the time and then doing medicine half the time.
That's good. So we can narrow it down and focus on what exactly the Tim life is going to be.
Yeah.
So let's get on the whiteboard here and talk about that. So you want more of a passive. So do you know roughly what kind of real estate you want? Single family, multifamily? What does that look like to you?
Well, so after watching a lot of your videos, I guess I realized that the truly passive lifestyle, you have to target a certain demographic, a certain type of real estate. So single family homes, maybe with duplex conversions, catering to young professionals in the Hamilton area. Yeah.
So we got single families in Hamilton and most likely attracting millennials.
Yeah.
I can spell millennial, dude. Sounds about right. Okay. So millennial tenant, single family in Hamilton. Do you know roughly what the property values are in that in that city?
Yeah.
What price range are we looking at?
So right now with the current market, I think we're looking at cheapest 400 to maybe 550 or so.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly like Kitchener, so that's good. That's relatable. 550. For the 400, I'm assuming that's probably going to be a semi-detached or even a townhome as opposed to a detached. Is that right?
You can get a detached, a fixer-upper for $440,000.
So we'll do the detached example first. And you know what the rents could be on this detached? Let's say it's a 3-bed. I'm assuming 3-bed, 1 bath.
It really depends on the area, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So if you're talking about closer to McMaster or downtown Hamilton, the rents could be, I think 3-bed, 1. It could be 2,000.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
2,000 a month.
And then if you're going east Barton Street the
rents
go down.
Rougher area,
Rougher areas, yeah.
A little lower, you're saying, or?
Yeah, definitely a lot lower.
We'll do 1,700, 1,750.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do the. Is there semi-detached in Hamilton? Is there a lot of those semi-detached properties?
Not in the downtown core.
Okay.
When you go more further south, or when you go east, Stony Creek area, then you get the semi-detached. Yeah.
Okay. So the semis are just, for an example, in Kitchener, we have a ton of those. That's the model that rocks here.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's the same there. So let's just say semi. What's the prices there for those? Is it the same 400, 420?
It's a little bit cheaper, I would say.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's even cheaper than Kitchener. We gotta go to Hamilton, man.
So yeah, I think it's ballpark there. Maybe like 400 to 450, like 400-ish.
So the same kind of price. 400 rents on this semi-detached. Again, 3 bed, 1 bath.
Yeah.
What's the rent on that? Probably the same, like 1750, 1800.
Yeah, a little bit less than a single home. Yeah.
Let's say 1800 easy if it's fixed up. Okay, so the model works because I'm doing the exact same thing in Kitchener at the same prices, so I know the model works. Mm-hmm. So I mean, on this semi-detached at 400, 420, you're going to put in 20, 30K to renovate. You're in for 450, let's say. You rent it out for 1800, possibly even 1900 if it's fixed up really nice. You're going to cash flow about like 150 to 200 bucks a month, right? Which is fine because we're investing in an appreciating market like Hamilton, right? Yeah. We know it's solid, it's got fundamentals, so it's going to cash flow, which is great. Yeah. The detached model would cash flow even more. If you're buying it at 450 and it rents for 2,000, again, we know you're gonna do 200 to 300 a month cash flow. So the business model works.
Okay.
So now it's time to go, right?
Yeah.
Because we know it works.
Yeah.
So what's the next step for you? Like, do you have capital lined up to buy your next property? Do you have that,
So that's the problem right now. Okay. So technically, if you factor in the amount of debt that I have, I don't really have like capital that I have like access to in terms of a non-debt perspective. Yeah. But if I take money on my line of credit, then I automatically have capital. Okay. The ceiling of the line of credit is like 350,000. So being 120,000 in debt, I have about 200,000, maybe with a little bit of like room, just to not go overboard. 200K.
Liquid cash. Yeah. 200K. Do you currently own your own home, like a primary residence?
No, I actually rent. Okay. Yeah. It's a really good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal in Hamilton. Yeah, we got good deals. Stay there. So 200. So that's totally enough. Like at 400, what's the down payment? 20% down. We're talking like 75K, 70K with closing costs. Yeah. Renovations about the 100K. So that's the same thing here in Kitchener. Yeah. So you're about, for the single family, you're gonna need 100K, give or take. That'll do a lot to buy, renovate, close, etc. Holding costs for 2 months while you renovate. You're gonna be in for about 100K per project.
So quick question about that. Yeah. I know that when you do your typical duplex conversion, you're spending like 90K or so for renovations. Yeah,
so this right here is just the plain single family, just the rental.
Family. I see.
So if you want to do duplex conversion, we can definitely talk about that.
Okay.
But if we do just a straight boring single family, theoretically you could buy 2 of these, right? Yeah. And then you'd be done. Right. Or with the duplex conversion, I'll talk about that now. It's about 200 to 220, give or take on average, all in. So I'll just put 200 to 220. That's how much it usually costs to buy, renovate, because like you said, the conversion renovation is about 120 to 130,000. That's how much we spend to flip both units, convert, legalize, etc. Yeah. So your down payment on a $500,000 house is 100,000. You spend 120, 220, right? But that's only for 3 to 4 months. And then when we refi, right, typically it'll be the same in Hamilton as it is here. You'll get 100,000 back, give or take, right? Okay. So you'll only be into the deal when it's all said and done for still the same 100.
Right. I see. After a few months.
After a few months, yeah. So it's going to take all of your cash up front, but then you'll get half of it back if it goes correctly. Yeah. You'll get most of it back, right? So that's the game plan right there. Okay. So I mean, theoretically, if you do the conversion, you could buy 1 of these, and then when you get your 100 back, you're only left with 100. You could do a single family after that. It's just a boring single family. Right. So theoretically, you could still buy 2 properties of each. Just depends like which route you want to go. Right. So going back to what your goals are as a physician, you're pretty busy. The conversion is more headache, more work. You still have enough time. You're young. You can muster the both. Like it's not if you just work with the right teams, and I have a good realtor contacts in Hamilton that are like me, who are investor focused, so we can hook you up with them.
Is that Tammy DiTommaso by any chance?
It could be. She's one of them for sure. Yeah. Okay. So there's a ton of them that I know that I would just kind of send you to. Are they part of Rockstar Real Estate?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's part of Irvin's team. Yeah. So nice. Perfect. So yeah, that's the team I would send you to anyway. So yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. So they could have you buy either one of these, and then, but the whole purpose why you want to invest and work with investment savvy realtors, that they probably have the team of contractors. Right. They know the rules. They know that, so they can take the headache away from you. Yeah. When you're doing the conversion, maybe you can even hire them, kind of like what I do, to manage the whole renovation for you, because you're busy working. So yeah, so I mean, both great options. Yeah. Obviously, the better financial standpoint, just strictly financial, would be to do a conversion first, because you get the most bang for your buck. Right. You get money back on the refi, which is cool, and then you can do another, just a boring single family after, which is super easy, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Then you have 2. So that, to me, this should be like your 6 to 8 month goal. Okay. Is to buy 2 properties.
And does it matter to you what the market is doing, or are you just, does it really not matter? No, it doesn't really matter. Okay.
Just because you're investing in a high quality, right? This town here is like mine. We got good GDP growth. We got good job growth, population growth. People are always moving there, especially from Toronto. So these are the things we look for. These three: GDP growth, job growth, population growth. If we have these in any major city, it's going to rock through any recession. The C word, COVID, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't, honestly, it's not going to affect the real estate market long term. It's going to cause some crap in the short term, but long term, it's not going to do anything.
Okay.
So, because you're investing here, I wouldn't worry about it. In these kind of towns where it's like slightly more expensive, people will say cash flow is a little lower, right? People watching the video might be like, yo, $200 cash flow, what the hell is that? I'm investing in Ohio, some random town, and they make $1,000. Okay, they don't have these. So the key to these cities that are more expensive and high quality is time. So time in the market equals wealth.
Right. So does it make a difference then, because like the money would be coming from my line of credit, which is, the interest rate is prime minus a quarter. So does that make you want to chase just a little bit higher cash flow in that situation because you're actually losing money on interest? Yeah.
So I think you'll still be net or even slightly positive with that rate because it's pretty low. I don't want you to be negative ever, really. But that's like the only time I would ever say, like, if you are slightly negative, it's still okay. I don't like to do that, but because you're basically borrowing free money, like you're borrowing money from somewhere else. So it's not really, like you didn't like save it up and work for it, essentially. So you're leveraging it. So to me, to take free money and buy an asset that might be like $50 negative, it's not ideal, but like if you can buy a property, because it's $50 negative a month, let's say, in cash. However, we know we're getting mortgage pay down, it's appreciating a hell of a lot, we're investing in Hamilton. I mean, theoretically, you're losing $50 a month, but you're also gaining probably like $700 a month.
Right, I see.
Of theoretical money. So I know it's not an ideal situation, but you're still making a shit ton of money from investing in real estate. So if we can leverage that free money and buy, even if it's net zero cash flow, that's great to me, because you're just borrowing money.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, and so I guess like you have to basically like, be very, very careful with like all your calculations because even if you're $50 off, you could potentially negatively cash flow.
For sure. So another reason why you want to work with an investment savvy realtor because they can run all the numbers for you before you buy and just make sure it's going to work out properly. But what we want to avoid is like $150, $200 a month negative because then if something does happen, if a tenant does not pay, or now you're just digging a big hole, right? For sure. So we want to like at least be net neutral if we're borrowing free money in a sense.
Right.
But ideally, I want to get you to some cash flow as well.
Perfect. Okay.
So I mean, if you wanted more cash flow, we could go obviously to multifamily, student properties, but then it goes away from what you want of passive easy because now we're getting into more active business. So it's a give and take, right? We're playing like a fine line here.
For sure.
So it's up to what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and I think starting off with multifamily or student rentals, it would require it required too much time, and also it wouldn't like I want to specialize like you said, right? I don't want to like be doing multiple things at the same time.
And I like when first timers get into single family or duplexes at the biggest for their first couple properties, just because you do learn so much. You really get to know the business, and then when you get more comfortable and confident, then you can go tackle the triplexes, fourplexes, sixplexes, etc. Right? But it's a good idea normally to start small.
Okay, that makes sense. Would you recommend so like if I live in Hamilton, I can essentially claim that that house is my primary residence.
Yes.
Like get like a
lower down payment, here,
10% down instead of like 20% down. Would that be something that you recommend?
So now we're gonna maybe turn the camera off here. No, I'm kidding. So if you tell the bank you're moving in, obviously you can get 5% to 10% down. Now that you're borrowing all that money and you're only putting 5 or 10% down, you're definitely not going to cash flow at all. Because what happens when we do a secured mortgage or like a CMHC mortgage is we have to get a 25-year AM. So that's the length of the mortgage is like put out over time, right? So if we do 20% down or more, we get a 30-year AM. So that just makes the mortgage payments smaller, obviously, because we're spreading out the payments over 30 years at 25. So this gets even more negative cash flow.
Right.
So just be aware of that. I mean, if the number can still work with that situation, that's amazing. That's totally up to you.
Okay. Does it matter which company you're insured with, like CMHC versus another company?
So there's basically two. There's Genworth and CMHC, as far as I know, that are the main ones anyway. It's whatever your mortgage broker or your bank's going to get you, really. I mean, I don't think you have too much of a say in who it goes to.
Okay.
It's kind of up to the mortgage broker or the bank that they work with.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of what you're doing. So, and then going this route too, thanks for mentioning that, you're going to pay same HC fee. So you're going to pay, I think it's like 3%, give or take.
3%?
On top of the purchase price. So you don't pay for it, you pay for it later.
Okay.
It gets tacked onto the mortgage.
Okay.
So you're paying more here. So just be aware of that either.
Yeah.
That's you. You're putting less money down, but you're paying more in the long run.
I see. Okay. So maybe 20%. Well, I'll have to look at the numbers.
Look at the numbers,
yeah. Depends, yeah.
20% would be the easiest. It'd be the most legit.
Yeah.
Because there's one key thing going on with this. We just have to mention it. So it's technically bank fraud, right?
Right, I
Slightly.
see. Okay,
You're telling the bank you're moving in, but you're not. Just be aware of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So I won't do it.
Lots of people do it. I'm not going to say I did it, but lots of people do it.
Okay.
Lots of people have done it when they started off, but just be aware. Right?
Yeah. And it would only work for the first property anyway, right? Once you have like a second one, it'll be like you can't live in both.
Well, there's a lot of people that try. There's a lot of people that say they move into a house every year and they keep doing it for 3, 4, 5, 6 times. When you start doing it that much, they're going to get you. Like, they're going to see what you're doing. 1 or 2 times, you'll get away with it. But it's going to cost more in the long run, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends whatever strategy works that you want to do.
Makes sense. Okay, let's look at my questions. Let's see. So is this what you would do if you, let's say today, like you, like God forbid, you lost all your real estate assets, like you had to move to Hamilton. Is this what you would do?
I would do, which is what I'm doing right now. Like the duplex conversions are amazing. Yeah. Just because we can get so much lift in the property, change the use of the property, do a refi, like it's just like a win-win-win. Okay. So I would do those all day long. Yeah. And especially because you want more so hands-off, higher quality tenants. Those properties attract those. Okay. So I think you should focus and just dive into that.
Okay. I've noticed that the majority of the duplex conversions that you do in Kitchener-Waterloo are like bungalow style homes. So Hamilton doesn't have a lot of bungalow style homes unless you're kind of on the mountain or further east. So let's say you're like in the downtown where you have like a typical 2-story home. Yeah. Have you done that before?
I've done it a couple times. They're a little tougher. Basically, let's kind of draw a house here. Try to. Okay, so we got the 2 levels and then the basement. So we'll do like underground. Yeah. So the way these work is typically you'll have a door here. So the main floor tenant will occupy the main floor, tenant number 1, and they also get the basement, tenant number 2. Or sorry, tenant number 1 still. So they go down the stairs, and then they have maybe a bedroom down here. So that's how that works. And then there's typically like either a stairway inside going up, or there's sometimes just stairway outside going to the second floor, and then this is unit number 2. So that's how the 2 stories work. They're kind of hard to find this way because they have to be built kind of proper, and they have to be big houses typically. Yeah. So they're a lot tougher because you have to build the stairs in. Hopefully they're already there. If not, you have to build stairs outside, and then those have to be the code because they're like 2 stories high of a staircase. So it's just, I mean, it's definitely possible. I've done it, but I like the bungalows better. And for bringing up the what do you say? In the mountain, in the suburbs, that's where the bungalows are in Hamilton. So this would be the basement, so tenant number 1, tenant number 2 is on the main floor, and then there's no upper floor, right? Just the roof? Just the roof. So these are the easiest, because these are kind of made to be duplex conversions. Right. So they're super easy, because they already have a stairwell going down. You have to make sure they have a side door, from the driveway, which just goes right down the stairs. So these are so easy to make a duplex, so this is the ideal strategy. And because you said you wanted higher quality tenants, boring, easy, going to the suburbs, going to Stony Creek, the mountain, might be better for you. Yeah. And that's what I would do. If I lived in Hamilton, that's what I would do. The Kitchener version of what I do is exactly that. Okay. I'm not really doing too many duplexes downtown Kitchener. I kind of want to stay away from downtown. Yeah. The downtowns, because you get the worst tenants. They're lower quality. Right. Just downtown. Especially downtown Hamilton, man. Oh my god.
Downtown. You've probably been to Hamilton before, right?
Like I don't want to go there. So again, for you, I would focus in the suburbs area. Okay. So Stony Creek, the mountain. Okay. Find bungalows and make them work. But these might be more expensive, do you think, in this area?
Definitely. Well, the mountain's okay, but Stony Creek's definitely a lot more expensive.
Okay, so the mountain and Stony Creek are different, is that right?
Yeah, they're different. Stony Creek is out east, and mountain is like just above the mountain. It's like south.
Okay, nice. So what's the price on these? You think?
$450, $550.
Okay. Let's say the 500 to 550. Yeah. Which is the exact same as Kitchener, so this is working out nicely. Yeah. So these still work. So we're aiming for 500. That's what I want you to target it. 500, a crappy bungalow from 1970, hasn't been updated. That's what we're looking for, right? Just ugly. Yeah. So 500, we're going to put in 130 to reno.
Yeah.
We're gonna go wild and do it right.
Yeah.
So now we're in it for 630.
Yep.
If it's like Kitchener, sounds like it is. I'm assuming this property should appraise for at least 660 to 675K when it's done as a legal duplex. Is that right?
Yeah.
So look for comps to make sure that's true. Your realtor that can help you. But if that's the case, then just do these all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're getting potentially 30 to 50K in equity on day one, which is exactly what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. I do those all day long.
Yeah.
Nice and easy, nice and boring.
And you just keep like the 100K or the 80K in.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So I just refinance as much as I can get, and then the money stays in that the bank wants to stay in, and then we got a nice, boring duplex, man. And then these will attract like the young millennials, like you said, who have the one kid, cat and a dog. That's what I want, right?
Yeah.
So these, like the basement tenants, ours are paying $1,550 plus hydro.
Right.
And then upstairs is $1,750 plus hydro.
Okay.
Yeah, so we always want to split the electrical meters always.
Yeah.
So 2 meters always. Mm-hmm. Some people don't want to do it. I'm telling you, don't be those people.
Yeah.
Split it every single time.
Yeah.
This, for all the wiring, the whole house, splitting the meters, all that, my electrician charges me $16K typically per project.
Yeah.
16, 17. That's rewiring the whole house, pot lights, split the meters, everything, right? Mm-hmm. So me spending the $16K on doing everything, that splitting the hydro meters instantly increases the value of the property 30 to 40K.
Yeah.
Just by doing the splitting the meters.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to pay hydro, especially here in Ontario, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So we want to pass that off, right? So do that. Mm-hmm. Like the majority of the lift, now that I think about it, like that we get from doing a duplex conversion, literally comes from splitting the meters. Like that's the biggest lift.
Okay.
On top of changing the use, but like a lot of it comes from there.
Mm. Okay. So these millennials, these like young professionals that you get into your units, like are these people that are like affiliated with the University of Waterloo, or like, because Hamilton, if you invest in the mountain, it's a little bit far away from the university. Yeah. And I don't know if they would actually go that far. I think they would like live a little bit closer to downtown.
So I think you're out of the student. You're not dealing with students anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So because it's such high price rent for like an apartment, it's pretty high rent. Mm-hmm. You're going to be dealing with a couple who works. Yeah. They're not in school anymore. So yeah, we're probably not dealing with students. I mean, you might come across them, but I would bet you're going to have the young couple, right, ages 25 to 35, and they might have one kid.
Okay.
Both units are going to be that tenant profile, I would imagine, almost most of the time. For me in Kitchener, that's what it is. That's the model I'm shooting for. Okay. And that's why we do the rentals that we do, the style that we do, because I'm attracting these.
And it's not atypical for them to rent. Like you find a lot of these people who want to rent, and not buy not just like buy a house.
100%. Especially right now with what's going on with the mortgage rules changing. This age group is just getting slammed. Like they can't afford to buy a house anymore in Hamilton and Kitchener. The house prices are too much. The mortgage rates are not in their favor, or the mortgage terms. Like the qualification, it's just getting like a gong show for the average Joe, young couple, which is great for us.
Yeah,
it's kind of crappy. It's horrible for them, but it's great for us.
Yeah.
So this is why this age group is going to be in this type of home. Once you get into like 34, 35, 36, they're more established in their career, and then they're not going to be living in apartments anymore. They're going to be renting houses or potentially, most likely, buying houses by this point in their life.
Right.
Age 34, 35, 36, right?
Right.
So we're really targeting the young couple.
Okay. Another quick question about duplex conversion. So, I understand that the basement apartment usually rents out for a lot less than the main full apartment, just because it's a basement. Have you ever done a vertical duplex conversion? Yeah, so those are the most sought after duplexes ever. In Kitchener, we don't have a lot of them. So it's basically like a semi-detached. So they're like this, right? You have a door here and a door here. Mm-hmm. It's the same. You got 2 levels, whatever. Tenant number 1, tenant number 2. So yeah, this is the best style, obviously, to get. So if you can find these, like go for those 100%. Yeah. They'll rent the same. So exactly, like these will probably rent for $1,800 fully renovated, plus hydro each. And what's nice about these is that all utilities are split, right? Yeah. So we got hydro, water, and gas split on each one. So you don't pay crap, which is, again, this is why these are the best. In my city in Kitchener, we don't really have a lot of these. They're more like these. Yeah. But I don't know about Hamilton. If you have like the row houses or or if you can buy 2 basically semis. Yeah. Right, in Canada, for those watching, we call these semi-detached houses. Yeah. We don't really have a lot of these in my area. So like, for example, like watching Ryan Carr, for example, in
Durham region, right?
Durham region, right? And he actually puts the wall in the duplex. Like he makes that happen. Yeah. Have you done that before?
I've done it before. I've never done it before. We like the bungalows that we have here. aren't really big enough to, I mean, you can do anything you want, I guess. I have never really done it. I just go for these. It's the easiest, the cheapest, and we still attract great quality tenants, so we're just going to roll with it. Mm-hmm. But if I ever had the opportunity or like where it made complete sense to do the vertical wall, like 1,000%.
Right.
And it still fit in the budget. I know Ryan Carr's like me. He's pretty crazy with renovations, so
right.
I know he's doing some high-end stuff.
Right.
But yeah, like this is the best model 100%.
Yeah.
And the worst case is this, but it's not really a worst case. It's like still a great case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the main thing, the main difference between how much you have to spend to renovate is you have to put in an extra staircase, right?
Yes.
So something like that. So.
Yeah, and then that concrete wall is just going to be so much money to do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Whereas the wall is the floor and the ceiling, right, in the basement, and then you just fire rate it. Mm-hmm. And it's super easy to do that, so much cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another question about renovations. I think this is like my biggest weakness in real estate because I don't have that background at all.
Yeah.
So in Waterloo, I know that a lot of the houses were built in like the 1970s.
Yeah, most of them,
Most of them. But in Hamilton, like they're century homes, 1920s.
Okay.
So
is that still true in the Mound and Stony Creek, though? Or is that only downtown?
That's like more 1940s, 1950s, I think.
Even in the Mound
Even in the
area?
Mound.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's like they're
old. It's an older community?
Very old, yeah. So, what are some things that you would keep in mind when approaching renovations for, an older home?
Yeah, older homes. So we want to avoid, like the biggest one for older homes is knob and tube, right? Knob and tube wiring. Mm-hmm. So the 1940s, 1930s, they're going to have more likely to have that wiring in there. So it doesn't really matter, I guess, because in these duplexes, we're gutting everything in the basement and then rewiring the house anyway. So you're kind of ripping out the wires anyway, but that can be a big cost, or just an added cost, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to avoid knob and tube wiring. The other thing I would watch for is the basements are stone foundations instead of like a poured concrete foundation. So they're way more prone to leaks because they just literally slapped river rocks in the area and mortared them together. The water just goes right through it. So just be careful for that. The next thing up is like ceiling height, because these homes were never ever meant to have a basement and like a living space. It was just for storage.
Yeah.
Store their like, I don't know, tomatoes and stuff like whatever. Back then they never used basements to live in. So ceiling heights typically are like really low in those old creepy century homes.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
Right.
So like me, I really try and avoid those homes like with all costs.
Okay.
If your area is like only these, like you're gonna have to become a specialist in dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, like what you saw in the video, like we deal normally with 1960, 1970 and up. Mm-hmm. So these are good because this is when poured foundations came into effect and people started using basements to live in as a rec room back then. Mm-hmm. So they put ceiling heights to 7'5", 8 foot, right? Mm-hmm. So they're just more easy to put a unit down there. Mm-hmm. So like would Stony Creek have this age, or is it still the old age for that area?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about Stony Creek.
So I mean, either like you can make it work regardless, but just for the 1930 homes, like the older homes, just these are the big ones. Mm-hmm. The knob and tube wiring, the crappy foundations, low ceiling heights. Yeah. And when you go in these old homes and you go to the basement, you can smell if there's a water problem or just like the dampness because it's like a rubble foundation. You'll know right away when you walk in. You'll be like, yeah. Okay. So use your nose, which is like it's like a shitty trick. Like I use that for everything. When I go to the basement, I use my nose right away. Yeah. If I can smell dampness or just like like that smell, that's like a red flag. Like, and in these homes that we walk through, they don't really ever have that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So just watch out for that.
Okay. Okay, changing topics a little bit.
Yeah.
So I know that when you're talking about looking for mentorship from an investment real estate agent or investor real estate agent, you want to looking for a mentor in general, right? You want to be able to offer them some kind of value. Yeah. You mentioned that if you're a young person, you can offer them like editing videos. Yeah, right. For sure. To learn from them, right? Yeah. Besides from that, what are some other things that somebody can do for a mentor? To get specifically the realtor mentor, or just like a mentor? Realtor mentor. Yeah, so the realtor mentor, I wouldn't worry about that so much for you because you have the one thing they want, which is money. So you're a serious buyer. So when you don't have money and you want to get the attention of a specialized realtor, that's when you do like the free stuff. You're a busy guy, you don't really have time to edit videos and all that kind of stuff, I'm imagining. But you have money to buy. So the realtor's going to be motivated to work with you and take you seriously because you have the money to buy.
So I wouldn't worry so much about that.
Okay.
But like generally, like if you wanted help with a realtor, you could help them find deals. Would be the most important one.
What about what about an investor, real estate investor?
Yeah.
Mentor. Like, what are some things that people that they typically lack that they need help with?
Yeah, so it's the two things. So it's if you want a mentor, the easiest way is to do what you did today, which is pay for mentorship, or help them in any way that they can get help. So you like doing videos for them, finding them deals, bird dogging, like looking for houses for sale on whatever, door knocking, just getting deals for them. Those are doing work for them.
Right, getting deals. Okay.
Yeah. So anything that they require, depending where they are in their career, but like helping them in any way, just to help, and then once you help them, they're going to help you, right? That's what I do for sure. When young people want to, get my attention, they have to work for me first, in some capacity, and then I'm going to help them, or they can pay for mentorship.
Right. Yeah.
Those are the two. There's the only two ways you can get mentorship from anybody.
Right.
It's those two.
So what are some? So for you personally, what are some things that you need help with right now? Yeah.
So for me, I just need deals.
Okay.
So we got a huge wholesale business that we're running right now in Kitchener to just get private deals. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm focusing on right now is deals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deals.
So for me specifically, like if someone wanted to help me, it would just be I need more deals, man.
Okay.
We have the money in place, the team's in place. We can literally buy 2 to 4 houses every single month to flip. I need more deals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of investors would probably be in the same boat. They want more deals.
So it's not that you don't necessarily need a lot of JV partners right now. You have all those people ready to go. You just need that deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In my point in my career right now, I have enough JV partners. I just need more deals to fund to get those deals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So I guess in terms of getting a quality team in place.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's important to have that investment savvy realtor.
Yeah. So the first person you want to get is the realtor. Get that locked down first.
Yeah.
Because what happens when you get them is that the rest of the pieces fall into place, more or less. And specifically, the realtor you want to work with, in my opinion, must have at least 10 properties of their own, 10 rental properties.
Yeah.
So why do we do that? Because that means they're intense.
Yeah.
They're obsessed. They have a business and they have systems, because nobody can have 10 properties without a system in place, which is going to number 2. So next up, we got the mortgage broker, right? Screw that up, of course. Then we got the contractors. So these are your top 3. Top 3 team members. These are the must-have. And then there's like insurance broker, lawyer, accountant, etc. But these are literally the top 3 that you need to have, and these must be rock stars in all of them. So what I said before, if you have the investments, have your realtor who has 10 properties, who's the real deal, they're probably going to have the rest of these for you, right? So that's the same thing like with my clients here in Kitchener. Like we have everything. When you work with me in Kitchener, you got the whole team.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're looking for as well. You want to replicate that in Hamilton.
Right.
And the realtors you were mentioning, I know for a fact have that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's who you want to work with.
Okay.
And then, like they said, the contractors also kind of they're all very important, but one of the most important because these are the guys that can screw you the most.
Yeah.
If you don't have a bad contractor, I'm telling you, it's the worst.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to find a good team.
Things aren't done well. Things aren't done on time, et cetera, et cetera.
It's garbage. So, but again, if you're working with a pro, like they have already been through all that crap. I'm almost guaranteed. So they're gonna have the good contractors for you that they can probably lend out, or refer you and just mention who you should use. That takes care of that. Because you don't want to do it on your own. Like when I did it all on my own because there's nobody really in my area doing this at a big level, right? So I had to kind of make it myself. Yeah. So I had to go through all the idiots to get to the crews that I have now. So,
good ones.
Whereas my clients now and partners, they just skip the whole line. They get the good guys right away, right?
Right.
So you don't have time to piss around with bad contractors, especially now.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
okay, so what's the other thing? Renovations. I know you have a renovation course.
Yeah.
Does that apply to like everywhere? Like, can you get the same materials in Hamilton?
Totally. So it's all North America. Yeah, like
all
100%. 100%.
Okay.
So yeah, hit me up with that. Because you got the coaching in person, you'll get a discount on the rental course.
Awesome.
So let me know about that. But that again will make your renovations easy as shit because your property will look exactly like mine. You have all my materials and where to buy it. It'll be super easy.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever done a triplex?
Yes.
Okay.
So triplexes, not like the stacked, but I would. I have done that one like that actually. But we tend to do more townhomes. So 3, 4 townhomes, which is like the row house, right? So we got 3 houses here. So 1, 2, 3. I like to do those more than. I really hate personally like a multifamily house that was converted into like 1 billion units. I hate that because it was never done right. The units are usually awkward and it attracts lower quality tenants because the houses are small, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of stay away from those completely. I like the townhome splits if I do multifamily. So like a 4-plex, a 5-plex, like I hate those.
Yeah.
Unless they're a townhouse. But that's me personally. It doesn't mean they're bad investments. You make a ton of money on those.
Yeah.
I just don't like them because they don't attract the tenant that I want, which is like the young millennial.
Right.
They don't want to live there. You're normally attracting government assistance people typically, or single people. They're more likely to cause headaches, right?
Yeah.
So we want to avoid that. So I like to do the townhomes.
Okay.
And again,
it's like 3
all
townhomes.
utilities are split, right? All 3 that's why I love those too. I'm not worrying about nothing.
Right. And is it a townhouse condo complex? Like, are you paying?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't pay condo fees because you own the complex, but like eventually, yeah. Like if you could own, like my goal is to own like 17, like you know what I mean, like a whole complex, right?
Right.
And like that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But the biggest one we've done now is 4 townhomes, 4 properties. That's kind of the biggest one we've done now. But yeah. That's all we can find in Kitchener. I wish I could find the 17s, but our town's really weird like that. There's not too many freehold townhouse complexes that you can buy. They're mostly all condo at this point. Yeah, we just don't have a lot of that in Kitchener. I know a lot of other cities do, which is sweet, but we don't have a lot of that.
Yeah. Would you ever invest in a condo, or do you think?
I have a bunch of condos, 100%. Like single, just one-off units. Yeah, 100%. Especially when I started. Because I was new, I was young, I didn't really know what I was doing, so it was easy, right?
Yeah.
Because the condo takes care of everything. Everything exterior is not my problem. Roof, windows, siding. So getting a condo townhouse is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's something that you could do as well, right? You could do the 1 duplex conversion and then do a condo townhome or something.
Yeah.
And just forget it, set it and forget it.
Yeah.
You won't even know you own those properties when they're rolling because it's so easy, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, I do those all day. Like I got a bunch of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to do with you is like run through some numbers on a property.
Sweet, let's do it.
Maybe like, cause I'm looking on the MLS right now in Hamilton. Like, I don't know what's a good property.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if it's gonna work or not.
Yeah.
So, maybe like we could take a look.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
And then you could tell me like how you would go through that in your mind, like renovations, everything.
For sure. Let's check it out. Come on.
Let's see here. You use Redfin? Or Redfin's probably fine, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so the filters are on. This is so Hamilton. Just give you. I'm sure you.
Yeah.
But this is like downtown.
Yep.
McMaster's over here. This is like the escarpment over here. Looks like there's like a big slope. It's like the mountain.
So this is the mountain technically. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then Stony Creek is like all the way over here, Like
gotcha.
that's Stony. Like this is Stony Creek.
Gotcha.
Very far away, and like I'm looking to invest like before this highway.
On this side.
Like on this side of the highway, if possible.
So the mountain is where you want to focus, and then like whereabouts do you live?
I live like
right
there, like downtown. Yeah.
There's the hospital, obviously, right?
There's a hospital.
Yeah.
Well, there's like 4 hospitals, so you gotta go. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you get sent to like all 4 all the time? Yeah.
When you're on call, you get sent to like Hamilton General, Juravinsky, and then also what was the other one? Mainly Hamilton General, Juravinsky.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's like McMaster, like very, very rarely McMaster.
Yeah.
And there's also St. Joe's, but that's a little bit separate.
Gotcha.
Different hospital foundation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, like let's say there's like a nice bungalow there. It's a little bit far away from other things, but it's $400K.
Perfect. Is that holding offers, because the $400K is probably, it seems low, and they're probably going to get the holding offer.
Well, it's actually been on the MLS for a while.
No way.
I think it's been on 428 days.
Holy shit.
I don't know why.
Yep.
Like maybe there's some kind of problem with it.
Got to put an offer in on this one.
Yeah. So what would you like? You see that. What do you think the problems could be?
Let's look at the pictures real quick. Let's swipe through them.
Yeah.
So this is the first thing I do is look out through all the pictures.
Yeah. So like crappy
carpets. Maybe try and get it.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll turn this.
Show everybody what we're looking at here.
Yeah, like ugly green carpets.
Yes, exactly what we're looking for, man. It's like
2 driveway, right side door, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we buy these all the time.
We buy these all the time.
Classic bungalow, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a little sunroom.
Oh man, I love that
bathroom. Shitty bathroom.
Amazing.
Little like
perfect basement.
Yeah, a good basement,
Huge.
big basement. backyard.
Dude, why isn't this sold?
So I don't know. So I mean, but I don't know if I can rent this. I don't know. Like that, I don't know the market well enough in Hamilton to know whether I can rent this out after I do.
This is it. I just showed you. This is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Anyway, make sure with your realtor, but I guarantee. So $399 on for 428 days, which is ridiculous. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Do you buy this at 360? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
360. Reno on that one, I know it's gonna be 130, so it's gonna be slightly higher because they need a lot of work. So we're in it for what? Let's do some math here. 460, 70, 80, 90, 490. That's how I do math, guys. All right, 490. That's what we're in for. Check the appraisal on that. What it's gonna be like the after repair value.
Yeah.
If I'm just going off Kitchener, what it probably was worth. Again, like there's no reason why that can't be worth 625. It was a smaller, slightly bungalow, right?
Yeah.
So like there's a shit ton of equity in this house, man, if it works out properly. Okay, we're talking 135K.
Okay.
Like this could be like an almost all your money back refi.
Wow.
Like we never find this in Kitchener, like never.
Mm.
So, yeah, man, like.
Okay. So this is
I would get into that immediately. Like there's, it's almost too good to be true in this kind of market. Like there's got to be something up with that property.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't want to like get screwed because like there's something that I didn't like notice, you know.
But go through it, check it out. Even take a video of it and send me the video.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just kind of show you, or like see if there's any red flags about it.
Yeah.
But theoretically, like this looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Just need more of those.
Yeah, need more of these.
Literally, that was the perfect model. Like that was the bungalow.
Yeah.
Right. So the rent, like down, what we said, is $1,550. And by the way, this is for, so we got plus hydro, for a 2-bed down. That's one thing we forgot to mention. We always want to get a 2-bedroom downstairs.
Yeah.
Always, if we can. That's the gold standard.
Yeah, like 3 up, 2 down, right?
Yeah, and then upstairs is $1,750 plus hydro, and then that one's usually always a 3-bed. That's just how the house was built, so that's easy. So 3-bed up, 2-bed down. That's the gold standard for a duplex. So yeah, just find more of those.
Okay, I mean I think
they're out there.
There
they're
are.
Always out there.
There's actually a lot of these.
I can't believe that's been on the market for over a year.
That's over a year.
Insanity.
It's insane.
It's got to be a typo. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Okay. Okay, what about like another property? Like maybe we can take a look at like not an amazing deal.
One,
yeah, average property. Let's see here. I don't know, parking spaces, like it's always tough with parking spaces. If I put in 1+.
Just put 1+, because you're going to have to widen the driveway almost every time anyway.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
9 times out of 10.
How much does that cost usually?
About $5,000.
$5,000
give or take per driveway.
Let's see here. Some of these they're not great, eh?
Yeah, this is the tough part, right?
Yeah, you just gotta like keep on looking.
Yeah.
I remember I favorited something over here. I don't know if this is it. This is like kind of like a...
Yeah, perfect bungalow, yeah.
Kind of like a bungalow. Yeah, a bungalow. Not as crappy as the other one. Like old cabinets. I don't know if there's like a... This
side
must
entrance?
be this is the basement.
Well, yeah, so I can see a side entrance potentially because there's a lot of light coming down that staircase.
Yeah.
So there's little tricks we want to find for. But again, once you get set up with the investment savvy realtor, they're going to send you all the deals.
Okay.
Or they should be,
like,
anyway, right?
Yeah, like they have all. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to waste your time kind of doing this stuff.
Right.
Like it's fun to look, but you're busy, and you need them to send you deals because they're the ones looking in the field every day, right?
Yeah.
So just make things easier because, like when I send properties to my clients, we've already vetted it. We've called the city to make sure zoning works. We've made sure there's a side door, like all that stuff. So the client's just like, yeah, like let's go buy it, right?
Okay.
So it just makes things so much easier. But for looking at properties, those are quick things to look for: is side entrance.
Yeah. Double like driveway. Right?
Yeah.
So if what do you have to call the city, or do you look at your interactive city zoning map? Is that always accurate?
So we have every city has like a map, interactive map, where you can see the zoning, but you can do that when you go find the property and to go see if it makes sense to go look for it. Before you buy it though, like you want to call the city 100% every time.
Okay. Because
it could say R3 or whatever on the map, and then you go to buy it and it's R1 and you can't duplex it and it's too late, you already bought it. So we definitely want to avoid that. And it's a very, very simple phone call to the zoning department of whatever city you're buying in. You're just going to say, I'm looking to buy 123 Main Street, what's the zoning on that? Yeah. And they're going to tell you R3, R4, R5. Yeah. It doesn't really matter what they say. Cool, can I duplex it? Is that allowed? Yeah. Okay. And they're going to tell you. They're going to look at the lot size, they'll do the calculations within like 2 minutes. And they'll tell you on the phone, yes, you can. That's perfect. Okay. That's all we need. So you'd be surprised how many people don't even do that. It's like the easiest.
Yeah,
it's so
it's
easy. I've had so many clients who were my clients before, got screwed, and then found me and called me. Or like, what do I do? Like, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you should have called me before, right? Like, it happens more times than you think it happens. Like, it's crazy. Because regular realtors out there are just, yeah, you can duplex it, right? But like,
yeah, you got to confirm for yourself, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I think, that makes sense then. Like, the mountain seems like it would be
I would specialize in those areas for sure.
Yeah.
The downtown core, like, if some crazy deal comes up, it's a good deal, like, go for it. But for you, I would focus more on those 2 suburb areas.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
It's going to be way easier.
Yeah. I did a little bike around the other day. I just like biked from my house across Hamilton, like looking at some properties and like just passing through downtown. I felt like I was gonna get shot.
100%, especially downtown, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, Hamilton's downtown is something else. It's a real city.
It's a real city.
Yeah, real stuff going down there. So Kitchener downtown is like
yeah.
There's nothing going on there.
Yeah,
like,
Kitchener's great.
Yeah, there's like some areas like you know what I mean, but like not even close. Like a Toronto, Hamilton, we don't have the roughness.
Yeah.
For sure. So.
Yeah. Okay, I guess moving on to multifamily, like this is not something that I want to get involved in right now.
Yeah.
But at what point would you say that I should start to consider multifamily? Like, at how much, let's say like net worth should I be at, et cetera?
Yeah, that's more depending on you, but I would say when you're comfortable with investing in real estate. So I'd say like after the 2 properties, like the duplex conversion and maybe the 1 single family, and maybe you've had that for like a year or 2, you're probably ready at that point to do like a triplex, 4plex, 5plex if you want. It's just that's totally up to you. But I'd really urge to get the first 2 single family type properties first.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Get used to the business, the game, buying houses, putting offers in, and when it comes time, then you're ready. Because multifamily, especially the bigger multifamily, is a totally different ball game.
Right.
It's real deal stuff. Like it's more business type. The realtors you're dealing with, the sellers, they're business people, so it's different. When you're buying single family homes, you're buying homes from Joe, right? Who's selling their house.
Yeah.
So totally different, but you'll be ready after you buy 1 or 2, for sure, to do smaller multi.
What are some things that you would look into, read about, learn before getting into multifamily?
Yeah, so learn about cap rates and how that works. Like, that's the biggest thing. And there's a ton of videos on my channel about like how a cap rate works.
Yeah.
But multifamily is all about cap rates. So basically, like cap rate, if you don't know, is just a valuation method to value a multifamily building. So in residential, it's all about like the looks, the feel, what the color is, the walls, the flooring, etc. Right? In multifamily, that doesn't matter at all. It's all about income, income and expenses. So that's how we value, and the offers we put in on multifamily buildings are based on income and expenses. Has nothing to do with like how nice the units are.
Right.
You could have a shitty building like just rotting from the inside out, but for some reason, let's say theoretically, the rents are killing it.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay top price for that building, even though it's in total disrepair. There's cockroaches everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Right.
The money's the money, and you gotta pay the money.
Yeah.
If the property sucks and the rent sucks, then you get a deal.
Yeah.
So that's how multifamily works. In single family, like if you had a shitty house with cockroaches, it would never sell for top price.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah.
So that's the difference in the business, essentially, in like a fast nutshell.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So when you're targeting multifamily, when you're looking for deals, you want to find like shitty property.
Yes, always.
Like and then shitty rents, and you can kick them out, and then
yes.
Yeah. Exactly,
so the multifamily strategy specifically is crappy. You want low rents, because that's going to get you the low offer, and then you're going to kick them out or pay them to leave nicely, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to raise the rent, renovate it, and then you're going to raise the value. So that's the whole game plan of multifamily right there. Buy a crappy building with low tenants, pay them to leave, renovate the whole unit, jack the rent up to top market value, and then refinance or sell the building. That's multifamily in a nutshell.
Okay, that actually sounds doable in Hamilton, because like
there's a ton of that in Hamilton, ton of it. Because you guys have a lot of multifamily buildings. Like we don't really have that many here.
Yeah.
Hamilton's just full of it.
Yeah.
So there's more opportunity for that when it's time.
When
it's time for you.
When it's time.
Yeah.
Maybe like a few years or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump into that right away, right now, especially with your schedule and like what you're doing with your workload. You do way too much.
Yeah. Later on. I guess like right now, this strategy would just be like building up equity in the home, like appreciation, etc. But then in the future, because I eventually do want to convert this into passive income in some way.
Perfect.
How that.
So you're gonna do exactly what I'm doing. It sounds like anyway. We have the same mentality. It's just that I'm not a doctor. With a huge busy schedule, but we want the same things out of life. It sounds like. So the single family game is a time game. The longer you hold, the more money you make. Whereas in the multifamily, it's you got to work now and do a lot of work up front, and then chillax. This is kind of the opposite. So we just let time do its thing. The longer we wait, the more money we make. If in multi, if we just sat and did nothing, we'd lose money because there's no progression going. The rents are not keeping up. So different. That's what I'm saying. Totally different, right? Very active, very passive in a sense. So, but if you want to get even more passive, which I like. So number one is time in market. So that's your whole thing with single family. So for me, I like to hold properties for 3 to 5 years, and then I sell that property with a partner or whatever. On the average with a partner, I'm making $80K in 3 to 5 years per property. Let's make it $100K just for easy math when I'm coming up here, which is definitely doable. We do all the time in 3 to 5 years, and then I'm going to sell that property, get the money, and then I'm going to number 2 private lend. Yeah. Which is what I'm doing right now. That's the stage I'm at in my business. So I've been investing now for 11 years. I'm finally at the stage in my life now where I'm selling my earlier properties, getting the money, and private lending. So this is like level 2 activated kind of thing. And then you private lend it. So the 100K, if I lend that out at 12%, right, to a private flipper that I know, that's $1,000 a month for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Without doing nothing.
A private flipper.
So, could be anybody though. Could be anybody. I'm using the example of private flipper because flippers are always looking for money.
I see.
In our market. So we can lend to flippers all day long. There's a billion of them waiting to take our money. Yeah. So they're the easiest person to lend to, right? Yeah. So for every 100K that you get from profit, you can lend that at 12% easy. You can get more than that, but 12% is like a minimum. That's $1,000 a month. No tenants, no toilets, nothing. Doesn't get more passive than this. Yeah. So let's say you do a great job. You buy 3 or 4, 10 properties, right? Let's say you buy 10 properties. We sell them all. We get $1 million. We lend that out at 12%. That's $10,000 a month. You cool with that?
That's okay. No,
exactly.
That's pretty
exactly. Good. No tenants, no toilets. Yeah. Okay. Now you can start doing this stuff. I'm not saying to stop there. Yeah. That's just when we know life is easy now. Yeah. Now we go to the multifamily and start crushing that, or we go to the flips, which is what I chose. I chose the flips instead of this. I don't really like multifamily that much. Yeah. I like the single family. Get the cash. Thank you very much. I get this. And then I flip, I make 50, 60K on a flip, I put it right back into this, and it just grows and grows and grows. That's the business I have going on right now. So that's just the model I chose.
And how do you identify these people that you, like, do you just, like, did you come across them over time, or how do you know who's
You go to a real estate investing meeting once we get up and running and can go meet people again. Yeah. Or just groups for now, like online. Anyway, you go to a seminar, group, or whatever, and you say, hey, I'm a lender. You're going to have, you just whisper it. People are just gonna what? You're a lender? Like you're gonna. It's so easy to find people. Don't worry about that. Okay. So easy. So just join networking groups or investing groups online. You'll find money people. Yeah. Easy.
And that you don't have to you're not restricted by geography that way, right? You can just lend to anybody. Exactly. Are good.
Anybody that you trust, anybody that you know. Yeah. That's all it is. The biggest thing with the private lending game is trust. Yeah. Lending to people that you know. So I only lend to people that I know. Yeah. For now. I mean, eventually I'm gonna have a lot more money that I can, take more risk in line to just people like banks do. I can just look over a deal that's in 3 hours away and say, yeah, the deal makes sense. Here's the money. Yeah. Right now, I'm just lending the people that I know personally, who I know are killing the game at flipping specifically. Yeah. I lend to them.
Okay, and are these people in Kitchener-Waterloo?
No, London, Woodstock, some in Kitchener. So yeah.
Okay, like all over the place.
Yep.
Okay. I watched your video. You had this live video the other day.
Yeah, nice.
A few weeks ago, I watched that. And there was a question about taxes, and you were talking about how you get taxed at a much lower rate on flips because it's active income as opposed to passive.
Because it's in a corp specifically, yeah.
Because it's in, sorry?
A corporation.
Oh, it's in a corporation, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. I guess I know this is like a better question for the accountant, but yeah. So are you moving to flips now because of the tax benefits predominantly, or?
Both. So the strategy, because I'm just a flipper at heart, like I'm a construction guy, so I know how to flip houses, but also because of the corporation tax. So that's why I flip in a corporation specifically, is because it's at a 15% tax. Yeah. Nice 5. So all my profits are at a 15% tax maximum. Yeah. If I were to flip in my personal name, I'd be at a 50% tax, 52% tax all day long. So what the hell's the point of that, right?
Right.
So that's why I do that.
And all the passive income that you're earning on the property, that's 48% or something, or?
That's the normal tax rate, yeah.
Okay, even in a corp.
Even in a corp. So in your personal name, your passive income would be still 50% tax rate. In a corp, don't quote me on this, but I think it's like 37 to 42, I think, maximum. So it's still less, not by much, but anything's better than nothing, right? Yeah. So it's a little less. But I know that active income for sure is a 15 here in Ontario.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's amazing.
The 15 is good, but the 37, 42 is like...
I know, right? You can't win in Canada.
Yeah. So when you sell off the property, like after the appreciation, everything, you pay 42%.
Well, no. So when you sell a buy and hold, so any property that you hold more than a year goes into the passive category. Any property that you hold for less than a year is the active category.
Okay.
So for a buy and hold, I had it for 3 years, I sell it, I made $100K, just make math simple. It's 50% of the 100, or whatever you made, 50% of whatever you made is taxed at your tax rate. It's a little confusing, but so basically we made $100K, only $50K is taxable at my normal rate. So if I'm taxed at a 50% rate, I'm going to throw away 25 grand in the trash, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So I made 175, right? So basically the way I do is, like, let's say I made 100K, I know that 25% is gone because I'm going to pay 50% on the 50%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take home 75.
Okay.
Net on a 100K buy and hold sell.
Okay.
Easy, rough math, but something to just follow for a guideline. That's why I like the flips, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm only paying, I'm going to pay 15 grand tax.
Yeah.
As opposed to 25.
Yeah.
Or sorry, if it was active income, it would be 50. So,
yeah, 50.
Yeah. Much better.
Much better. Cool. Okay. I don't have that many other questions, to be honest with you. I don't know. Getting the team was like the main thing, but I guess if I find that investment savvy realtor, then I'll have the team.
Find the realtor first. The rest of the pieces will fall into place. Normally.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the whole business model for sure. So I always like to wrap it up with an action plan. What's the first step for you? I'm gonna make you answer these questions.
First step for me, I'm gonna contact investment savvy realtor.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I have a call with her this afternoon.
Perfect.
But maybe you could tell me, like, you could refer me on to like
questions to ask her.
Yeah, questions to ask, etc.
First question is, how many properties do you have or have you done?
Yeah.
That's the first question. And like I said, ideally we're looking for 10 plus.
Yeah.
So we don't want to like stand on that forever, but like you gotta have some to know that you're real, right?
Yeah.
I like to use 10. If a realtor has 10 or more properties, they're a rock star. They're obsessed. Then they're gonna help you out. So that's what you're gonna ask her. That's what you're gonna figure out. Once you find that person, what's the next step?
Next step is I'm gonna talk to her about that deal.
Yeah.
That we looked at on the mountain. Well, I guess obviously there's like getting the other people in the
So the deal on the mountain plus other bungalows.
Yeah.
In what areas?
Hamilton Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Hamilton Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. Third step.
Assemble the team. So get the realtor's advice on like contractors.
Yep.
Mortgage broker. So I've been talking to a mortgage broker just to get an idea of like what kind of deal I can get.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Does it have to be with that realtor? It could be any mortgage broker, right?
Any mortgage broker, yeah.
Any mortgage broker.
That you feel comfortable with, yeah.
Yeah. So the team, and then.
So specifically the mortgage broker on this guy.
Yeah. I guess the other thing as well is like the funds. The funds need to be in my account for 3 months, so I should take the funds out.
So that's the first thing you guys do actually.
Okay.
We'll do that today.
Okay.
Transfer the funds to your personal account. Let them chill for 3 months.
Yeah. And just like pay interest on that.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Fourth step is very easy.
Fourth step is see the property, or.
Yeah, essentially offers.
Okay, offers. Right.
So why we do that is because your market is very hot, just like mine.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose on 99% of the offers you make because some idiot buyer is gonna pay way more because they're emotional about it. So when you find the bungalows like we saw and they make sense, you're gonna put offers on every single one. Every single one, and they're gonna say no, sold it for more, and then you win one. What W for win? Yeah. So that's kind of how this game works in this market where it's a seller's market.
Yeah.
We're putting offers on every single goddamn bungalow that the zoning works, and we know that we can renovate it properly.
Yeah.
So don't be picky.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know, but this one's close to a bus stop or like some stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
Every goddamn one.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's an offer until you win one. That's how the game works.
Okay. So put down the offers, and then I guess get the offer, and then just.
So when you get the offer and you win the offer, you got an accepted offer. What you want to do immediately is set up a drawer or an architect to draw the floor plans.
Right.
And this is before you close. So let's say you get an offer today and it's accepted today, and it closes 2 months from now. Typically 2 months close, give or take on most properties. You're going to book the drawer immediately to come in, draw the plans, and submit the permit before you close, so that by the time you close, you have the permit and you're ready to rock. That's another trade secret that a lot of people don't do. They wait to close, get possession, then they get the drawer in. That takes 2 or 3 weeks. They're like a month behind, 2 months before they even start the renovation.
Right.
So use that time to get that permit and get it done.
Yeah. Did you say you learned how to do that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I had to, because nobody told me, but I'm telling you now.
Yeah. So how do you draw?
Hire an architect or a drawer.
Yeah.
Again, your realtor will know exactly who to get, most likely. They'll draw the floor plans. They'll submit the permits on your behalf. You don't have to worry about anything. They're going to do it all for you. That's what they're paid for.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Is it worth it to learn how to do it myself? Is it because like you have to pay like $1,000?
Yeah, your city won't. I know Hamilton probably won't accept hand drawn drawings. You probably saw me before hand draw them. Kitchener used to. They're actually phasing that out now too, where they gotta be submitted by someone professional.
Right.
So just let them do it.
Okay.
It's not your job. You're too busy being a doctor, saving lives. Right. So let them do what they do. You got better stuff to do. Let them do that. Number 6, rock and roll. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it roll. Right?
Yeah. So once rock and roll basically means like, can you like
the fun,
elaborate?
The renovation.
Yeah, the renovation.
You're gonna start renovating it, all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's not really fun, but you'll learn how not fun it is, but you'll get better at it. Right? But again, if you have a team of contractors, like they'll know how to do a duplex conversion. Again, like when you do meet the contractors, even if your realtor does refer you to them, ask them how many duplex conversions have you done. If they've done like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, perfect.
Yeah.
You only need to do like 1 or 2 to get it in your area, right? So as long as they've done some, then they'll know what to expect, and then you're going to learn a shit ton. I can tell you, I can sit here for hours and tell you all the inspections, like how it's going to go. It's just going to go one ear out the other. Yeah. Until you get pushed through it,
right.
It's going to make sense real quick. Yeah, you're going to figure it out real quick.
Like real life experience, basically.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So let's start. Number 1, an easy one. Nick that off today. You're going to nick this one off today pretty easily, and then we start looking for deals right away. Simple as that. The rest will domino effect.
Okay. Cool.
One step at a time.
Yeah, one step
Don't
at a time.
Don't focus on this.
Yeah.
Focus on these.
Yeah.
And each one, look one step in front of you.
Yeah.
Until eventually you have 10 properties and you're like, holy shit, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's what'll happen.
Crazy. Target like 2 properties at least per year kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. Two a year is very realistic, totally achievable. 100%, that's a great goal.
Okay.
Yeah, in 6 years, you're going to have 12 properties. Like, that's crazy.
Legit.
Yeah. Doesn't take long, honestly. And in Hamilton, you only need like probably 5, 6 properties to become a millionaire.
Yeah?
Because the prices are like Kitchener, right? Like, they're higher price homes.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It doesn't take long to become a millionaire.
Right. Like, in terms of, you mean like because people are paying, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, $1 million is like not
too much nowadays.
It's not too much nowadays,
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you're surprised how many people don't even have like 200,000 net worth.
Well, right now my net worth is like negative.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
yeah, especially yeah. Welcome to real life, right? Like yeah. We'll turn that around. It'll be quick.
Awesome, man. So could I actually like send you like if I like actually see the house that particular bungalow. Kind of like take a little video.
Do a video.
Send
me the video. Yeah, I'll look it over and I'll tell you like, hey, watch out for that. Like
Okay, and I'll comment on the smell.
100%. Yeah. Use the nose smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure, man.
Okay, great.
That's it.
That's it.
Got everything you need?
Thank you. Yeah.
Fire hose or you got it all?
No, it's good. It's good. I didn't feel like I needed to take notes because like it's gonna be on YouTube anyway, right?
For sure. Yeah. It's good for you. You can just review the video. Yeah. What did Matt say again? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. No, this is great. I feel like I guess the main thing is just getting that investment savvy realtor, right? Like somebody getting a mentor, basically.
That person will be your mentor because they're gonna coach you through it, and like I said, that's the most important team member because the rest of the pieces fall into place, and you'll see what I mean by that once you start going through it.
Yeah.
It'll all make sense once you start looking at properties.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's the video. If you like this video, hit that like button. Also, smash that subscribe button so we can see more of each other. If you want a one-on-one, like I just did with Tim, hit me up. I always love to do these. I'll see you in the next video.